Hello, in this video we're going to discuss how football was invented part 1. So in the first history, the angels and God lived on a planet and the planet was freezing. They lived inside caves, and later in that history God had created the universe, and planet Earth, which was referred to as Planet 1 back then. Humankind died out on Planet 1 because of Satan. So a scientist kept coming to Planet 1 and making scientific discoveries. Initially he was a curious person and he just kept going there and making discoveries. So he made a discovery in Belize, and it led to the first football. So the first ball was made of leather, and it was glued with an epoxy resin and filled with air to make it bounce for scientific experiments. So he did this in Belize, and the ball was brought to heaven via a fixed point wormhole that existed back then. The location where this ball was made was marked with a monument which is yet to be discovered here on Earth. So after Noah's flood, heaven sent machinery, artificial intelligence and spaceships to Earth to construct all the monuments in the solar system, and in Belize a monument was made in order to celebrate the invention of the football. So that location hasn't been discovered yet. The leather was made from a type of deer hide and epoxy from a natural chemical which is sticky from a plant which is yet to be discovered here on Earth. The chemical from the plant species exists at the same location as the monument. The physics of the ball was studied. Back then, the only sport played was tag. So for 450 billion years, everyone in heaven had just been playing tag. The environment is snow and ice. It is like Ireland during winter. People play tag naked as they build up a sweat playing it. The only item of clothing that everyone had was a white robe, which is a breathable, waterproof fabric, but can easily be torn. If you lose your robes, what happens? You die of hypothermia. So it's a survival thing. God and Mary and their family make the white robes even today. But the environment in heaven is considerably different now. So this is the early days when everyone was living in caves. So the field size is half that of a football field for tag and consists of 15 players. Tag was invented by God 450 billion years before then. Only one person is ever it. It is a very competitive sport in heaven. The first ball was kicked into the middle of a tag match that God, Mary, Jesus, Sammy, Gabriel, Joshua, Nom, Rebecca and 4 other players were playing. So God and Mary have children, Jesus, Sammy and Gabriel. And the angel Nom, who's from the Gabriel batch, with his son Joshua, who we know from the Bible is Joshua, son of Nom. And Nom's wife is Rebecca from the Rebecca batch, and 4 other players. So they're playing the game, and the scientist turned up with the ball and kicked it. and it went high up into the air and then came back down again and bounced everywhere. Everyone stood there in awe to see this ball. The scientists kicked the ball again, and everyone was blown away by it. Then later, everyone began to take turns kicking the ball, and they chased the ball and kicked it everywhere. The scientist's name is the angel Daniel, and he designed a game which used two tag fields combined, and had a halfway line and a quarter-way line and a goal which is 7'7" high, which is the same height as Daniel, and is rectangular shaped. The goal had no net. This was added later in order to stop the ball and confirm a score to prevent cheating. The goal of the game is to work as a team and kick the ball into the other team's goal. Goalies were added later in order to catch the ball. Team positions, striker and defence were later given boundaries in order to stop everyone from just chasing the ball, and instead to pass the ball and work as a team to score a goal. The scientist Daniel became the first coach, but he was not called that. Instead, he was called a football instructor. In this history, Daniel came to Earth to add football to the tech tree for humankind. He was born in a coach, and so was named Coach, and that is where the word coach comes from. He coached football late in his later years, but he introduced the game, and so people enjoy the sport to this day. This history is the only one which features the word coach as a football instructor. I'm the Archangel Daniel, and I'm from heaven.